5 laps is the distance. And right around on the outside, it's going to be Kyle Inman. Kyle Inman, look at Kane Bristol getting into it with Guerreri, going down the backstretch for 3 and 4. You can throw a blanket over the top 5, or the second through about 6. Want to thank everybody for watching live on DIRTtrackdigest.tv. Kane Bristol and Matt Guerreri going side by side down the backstretch. As are Kevin Ridley and Adam Leslie. Great race all the way back through. We're running up top. Up front is going to be Kyle Inman. Look at that race for 4, 5, and 6 between Guerreri, Ridley, and Leslie. Nice side-by-side battle going in the back here between Ricky Newton and Nick Guerreri. Lauren Lincoln trying to stick his nose in it. Look at going around the outside. Adam Leslie tries to get around Nick Guerreri but can't make it happen. So Steve Gray, the track regular, trying to represent up front. But as it is, Kyle Inman is going to walk away. He's opened up about a half a straightaway lead as they work their way off of turn 4 and click off lap number 4. Inman, Gray, Bristol, Guerreri, Leslie, Ridley, A.J. Lloyd. Look at Nick Guerreri. He gets down low and almost runs over one of the turtles, and that allows Newton to get around him around the outside. A lot of side-by-side racing going all the way back through. Look at Billy Payne making his way up through. He gets under Vincent. Or Bliss, I should say. Back up top, Leslie and Guerreri doing battle side by side for 3 and 4. Or 4 and 5. Steve Gray just has no answer for Kyle Inman, who continues to open up. Almost a full straightaway over Steve Gray running second. Kane Bristol third. Leslie fourth. Guerreri fifth. Ridley sixth. Lloyd seventh. Newton eighth. Nick Guerreri ninth. Lauren Lincoln 10th. Going around the outside, Stacy Jackson gets around Tim Baker. But back up front, it's Kyle Inman. Now opens up about a straightaway lead over Steve Gray. Inman, Gray, Driscoll, Leslie, Nick Guerreri, and Kevin Ridley. Newton and A.J. Lloyd continue to do battle, but up front, Kyle Inman, Gray running second, Bristol third, Leslie fourth, Guerreri fifth, Ridley sixth. A.J. Lloyd trying to get underneath Ricky Newton. Ricky Newton, I should say, trying to go around the outside. He's got the spot around the top. The top, as I've said all night long, continues to be the fast way around between 1 and 2. If you watch the left side exhaust on that Leslie car, on that Adam Leslie car, you can see him throwing out some backfire. Somebody kicking up the dirt way up top over on that far side. Might have been the flying cannoli. Jeff DeVoli. Leave the gun, take the cannoli. Possibly the greatest line of all time from the greatest movie of all time, The Godfather. So Kyle Inman is about a lap or 2 away from being in heavy lap traffic. Let's see if Steve Gray can use that to his advantage. As a lot of those lap cars get the move over flag from starter Scott Hickson. After this, we've only got one more to go. A 20-lap feature for the CRSA 305 Sprint. But running up top, like I said, Kyle Inman, he's about to get into lap traffic. Side-by-side battle between the brothers there. They're not biological brothers as we get the halfway point. But they just might as well be. Ridley and Guerreri going at it side-by-side here. As Inman makes his way into lap traffic. First up, Nate Peckham. Look at Matt Guerreri and Kevin Ridley doing battle for 5 and 6 as they work their way through turns 3 and 4. Ridley goes around the top, can't make it stick as Gibbs comes up and shuts the door. Inman continues to make his way through lap traffic. That's allowing Steve Gray, the Iceman, is able to reel him in just a little bit. As up next are Carlson and Guerreri, who are side by side. I'll tell you, Inman has nowhere to go right now. He might have to push the issue just a little bit here. He does get around the outside. Now he tries to do the split right through the middle between Guerreri and Carlson, 3 wide, with the leader in between the sandwich. Can't make it happen, but behind the lap traffic of Peckham is Steve Gray. So Steve Gray cannot make up any ground on Inman. Inman still caught up between Guerreri and Carlson. He still continues to try and split the difference between the two. But neither Carlson or Guerreri are willing to give. Now Gray is going to get under Peckham, and let's see if he is able to reel Inman in at all. Kyle Inman is caught up in lap traffic. Now there it is. He's going to dive bomb his way through, gets aggressive. Now up next in his sights is Billy Payne. Nobody willing to bend. But Inman does finally get by Carlson and Guerreri. So as we click off lap number 8, 7 are left. Inman once again now has Doug Smith and Billy Payne side by side. Can't get around him. Can't get through. Can't get between. But Steve Gray still unable to make up any ground to take advantage. He cannot capitalize on the fact that Inman is caught up in lap traffic. Because even if he does start to make ground, he himself has to get around the 113 junior of Frankie Guerreri Jr. and the 77 of Carlson. Oh, way up wide was Lawrence. Might have had a little help going up that far by Zach George. Inman deep in lap traffic, but once again with 5 left to go, Steve Gray, the Iceman, unable to take advantage. If he can get between these two, he might be able to reel Inman in. Lawrence again washes up high, almost gets up into the wall. Oh, Steve Gray and Frankie Guerreri, they make contact coming down the front stretch. Gray goes down way low, does a great job of collecting himself. Inman, though, has now started to pull away. He gets between DeVoley and Lawrence over here. Deep in lap traffic, and DeVoley's going to go around. Good job by Doug Smith to get around. Great job by everybody on the track to avoid contact. DeVoley spins going through turn 3, and everybody got around clean. Everybody got around clean. But I'll tell you what, we'll see how this bodes for Kyle Inman. We'll see how this bodes for Kyle Inman. I'll tell you what, Kyle Inman got caught up in lap traffic, but Steve Gray was unable to reel him in because he himself, once Inman was clear of him, but then he ran into lap traffic ahead, Steve Gray got caught up in the same lap traffic that Inman was in. Now let's watch and see which lane Kyle Inman takes. Because as we said, folks, in the Grit Sportsman, they start double file side by side. Now the leader gets his choice of lane. He could choose top, he could choose bottom. Looks like he's going to show, he's not showing his hand yet. Here comes Frankie Guerreri running in the back. He's going to, there was a little contact there, like I said, between. No, we have a replay. Replay on the Land of Legends TV. Right out in front, you can see DeVoley just got down a little bit low, lost his rear end, and just brought it around. Dougie Smith does a good job of not getting into him. All right, so looks like DeVoley is going to report pit side and possibly rear end breakage for the Flying Cannoli. Jeff DeVoley, here we go. Let's watch it again. So DeVoley spun around. One of the cars hit the turtle on the bottom. Those half tires, we call those turtles. So if you hear me say almost hit a turtle, ran over a turtle, I'll tell you, my wife loves turtles. She would hate to hear me say, we're keeping an eye on Steve Gray. Looks like Gray ran over the turtle, and we're keeping an eye on him. Keeping an eye on Steve Gray. Got a handful of track regulars up there in the front, though. Let's see if that car is stout and solid enough to give Kyle Inman a race with 4 to go. Kyle Inman going to start on the inside of row 1. Outside of him, the Iceman, last week's winner in James Henry's car. James Henry not out on the track tonight. He won Genesee last week, or last month. I don't know, last week, couple weeks ago. The other Grit Sportsman race. So we're going to keep an eye on Steve Gray. Kyle Inman, Steve Gray, Leslie, Adam Leslie going from 3. Outside of him, Kane Bristol. Kane Bristol, he's won a race here this season. Kevin Ridley, Matt Guerreri, Ricky Newton. Let's see if they have anything to say. Let's see if they can defend the home turf against the Invader, Kyle Inman. We're ready to go. Everybody keep an eye on that 29G. Let's see how it is. Here we go. Look at Leslie. He wanted to get down, try to get underneath Inman. Here goes Gray, trying to run the high side. Can't make it stick. Inman on the bottom. Going to open up a couple car lengths. Here comes Leslie. Look at Gray dancing with the devil on the high side. Jumps the cushion just a little bit. Does maintain position number 2. He's going to ride the rim around the upside there. Look at 3 wide between Ridley, Matt Guerreri, and Kane Bristol for 4, 5, and 6. Gray way up high. 2 to go. Time is not on his side. Kyle Inman. 2 to go for Kyle Inman. Kyle Inman has a couple to go. Adam Leslie trying to get down to the bottom side of Steve Gray. Can't do it. The Iceman holds on to position number 2 thus far. Let's see if Adam Leslie has something to say about it. Look at Kane Bristol. He's riding the rim. Nothing doing for him, though. 1 more lap to go. 1 more lap to go for the Invader, Kyle Inman. Inman, Steve Gray, Leslie, Ridley, Bristol, Guerreri, Ricky Newton. Here we go, coming down to take the checkered for the Grit Sportsman, Kyle Inman, Steve Gray, Adam Leslie, Kevin Ridley, Kane Bristol, Matt Guerreri, Ricky Newton, Anthony Kimball, AJ Lloyd, Tim Baker, Lauren Lincoln, Stacy Jackson, Doug Smith. Oh, one over on the bank. Over there between 1 and 2, it's Jeff Lawrence out of Daytona Beach. I think maybe he was just trying to get there to vacation. Maybe he thought vacation was, we're going to start right now. But anyway, the Invaderism continues here on Fight Night and Grit Sportsman as Kyle Inman in the 20K is going to bring it into victory lane. Kyle Inman victorious here at the Land of Legends in the Grit Sportsman, the 2nd series race. Like I said, the next one will be on my birthday, July 26th at Paradise Speedway, just outside of Geneva. But as it is, Kyle Inman, he's going to invade the half mile here in Canandaigua at the Land of Legends and walk away with the dub as he continues to work his way out. As he climbs out of the car, we're going to kick it down to Wendy Emerson. Take it away, Wendy.
Ladies and gentlemen, winning the Grit Series Sportsman feature this evening. We're going to hook up with him here in Victory Lane. Got an ice-cold Pepsi here for you.
Thank you.
All right, Kyle, so that was quite a crazy race. You got caught up in some lap traffic in there, and then you had that late double foul restart. Tell us what was going through your mind at that last restart in the race.
That last restart was tough. I forgot, honestly, if we were running 25 laps or 30 laps, and I was asking myself, should I pick the top, should I pick the bottom? You know, a lot of these times, great racing, the top's the way to go, and that's where we got them on the start, but the way it was going away, I picked the bottom and knew that we saved a bunch. I learned a lot last year coming here. We threw 2 races away by using the car up too early, so we were just trying to keep it straight and keep it underneath me early on, and you know, luckily in that last 3-lap dash, we had a bunch underneath us and could just hammer it off into the corner and really run it hard.
So how does it feel to come to a track like Land of Legends and beat out all of the homeboys who normally race here week in and week out?
Yeah, for sure. This place has got tough competition. All the Guerreris and Ridley and, you know, Dave. You know, I know he had a lot of trouble in his heat race, which is unfortunate. Went back and has got a second car or something, which is a good thing. And, yeah, it's tough. You know, I mean, we love coming here. The track's great. They're doing a great job with it. It's a lot real racy, a lot better than what it's been in the past where it's been all black and slick. So this was a ton of fun, and, you know, really appreciate it. Got to thank my wife, my dad especially for getting me here, my wife, my kids. You know, Mike's working hard. He's in over to shop. Chuck, Jeremy, Jordan came with us. She's helping us out a bunch. Bicknell Racing Products, Turnbull Heating and Cooling, RJ Nicometto, Vinyl Sticks, Sterling Lubricants, just everybody, really appreciate it.